Now next is Animal. Oh, crap. Good day to you all, Hamjam here, and today what we're gonna do is I am going to rank the original characters' vocals in Project Sekai. Now these are entirely my own opinion and based off what I know as a singer, as a musician, but of course I'm not perfect, so there will be some things I miss. But nonetheless, without further ado, let's begin. Number 20. Is Honami. Now, Honami is a good singer. Her vocals are not bad. The reason why she's so low is just because there was nothing about her singing that really stood out to me. There was nothing that made me go, whoa, this is someone to watch for. I mean, she has a beautiful tone. I love her tone. And a lot of you are probably going to be like, oh, just like everyone else on YouTube, putting Honami at the bottom. And I tried, I will let you all know that I tried to listen to as many covers for each person as I could before making my decision. And Honami just ended up at the bottom because she was not really someone who I could just listen to over and over on repeat. She was not someone who I could find. If you asked me why I liked Honami's vocals, I couldn't really tell you because there was just nothing about them that stood out to me. But of course, she's not a bad vocalist at all, but she hardly ever gets to show it off, so there's not room for her to really be unique at all. So, and that's kind of the game's fault, honestly. But sorry, Honami, she ended up at number 20. And for those reasons and more. Alright, number 19, and I hate to do this as well, it's Emu. Emu is not a bad vocalist either. Kinohina sings very well for the character she is supposed to portray. But I don't like the voice of the character she's supposed to portray. Because it gets kind of screechy. Especially like that little scream in, I'm not sure what song it is, but that kind of put her a little down low because it's like, why is that in a song? But nonetheless, all jokes aside, Emu is a good singer. She has lovely falsetto. You can tell that she's a soprano, but she does have some really great falsetto. You can tell that some of it's there until Demo Wonders and her cover there, but she is also not someone who I could just sit down and listen to over and over. But there is definitely something about her that stands out, but in my opinion, it's just not, just the little screechy quality of her voice is just not something I would enjoy listening to. But she's a great vocalist, and all that and more puts her at number 19. Number 18, we'll go to more jump, it's Heidi. Heidi is also not a bad vocalist. She is one of the few vocalists, however, that I do not enjoy listening to. There's definitely something that stands out about her, but her lower range, especially you can hear it in Patchwork Staccato, is very sharp, which is normal for most female singers singing in the lower range, but there are other people in the game who can do it much better, who have a nice, softer, more beautiful sound, and Heidi just doesn't have that. Most of her vocals are just very sharp in general, and she also is not a bad vocalist at all. But I just do not enjoy listening to her vocals. I have been especially listening to More Jump More, just the very beginning of it, listening to her. Most of her covers, her Romeo and Cinderella cover especially as well. But she doesn't do a bad job at all, but just her tone in general is very sharp. I've used that word a lot, but her tone is just, it feels like it's just like poking you as she sings, and it's like, it's just not really something that's enjoyable in my opinion, but all that and more puts her at number 18. Number 17, we're gonna stay in More Jump, and it's Haruka. Hope I clicked on Haruka. Okay, I did. Haruka is a lovely vocalist. Her tone, in my opinion, though, is just a little bland. It's just a little bit bland to me. She definitely sings well, but there's little about her that stands out either. But there was a bit more, she does get a few more chances to shine than Honami, and of course, she's able to project her voice a bit better, in my opinion, so she got put at number 17 instead of a little lower. She sounds good, she sounds very lovely, I won't deny that. She doesn't have too much of a lower range, but she does have a great higher range, which kind of puts her up where she is, but all that and more puts her at number 17 on this list. Number 16, let's move over to Night Court, it's Anna. Now, Anna is not a bad vocalist either. No one on this list is a bad vocalist. All the voice actors did an incredible job for their characters. The thing that really threw me off about Anna is her, listening to her at the beginning of ID Smile, because there was a somewhat low note that she was just unable to hit, and I understand that some people have higher pitched voices, I get that, but when Anna attempts to sing in the lower range, she does sound a bit childish. I mean, and not in the childish as the terms of Minori or Kohane or Emu, but she sounds childish in a way that's difficult to describe when she tries to sing in the lower range. Her higher range is not bad, but there's not too much that stands out about it on her case either. She is a great singer though, and all that and more puts her at number 16 on this list. Number 15, I hate to do this as well, but it's Tsukasa. Tsukasa, what really put him so far down for me was his tone. Hirose Daisuke has an excellent range, he really does. Beautiful lower range, especially beautiful higher range, as I listened to in his cover of Gunjo Sanka. High range is incredible, but the tone just throws him off a little bit. It's like he's singing, but he's not really like singing with, I don't really know how to describe, as much emotion as he could. I mean, he does a good job with portraying the confidence of his character, but in my opinion, there could just be more. He could just sound prouder. He could just sound more passionate in his singing. But he does a good job for the most part. He really does. He's a great singer, and all that and more puts him at number 15 on this list. Number 14 is, go back to More Jump, it's Minori. Now, Minori, the reason why she's so low for the most part is because, and I know Ogura Yui is doing this because it is how the character is supposed to sound, but I don't like the childlike quality of Minori's voice. I mean, a lot of people really do, and that's great, but I just don't like the quality of her voice. I think it could be a lot better. I mean, then that's just the game's fault for the way they portray the character. Ogura Yui does an incredible job for how the character was portrayed, I won't deny that. But the childlike quality of her voice, it doesn't really sound like something an idol should be singing. I feel like an idol should be kind of more like Shizuku, Heidi, or Haruka. And of course, Minori, it's her dream. She can do whatever she wants as it is her dream. But I just don't think that listening to someone that sounds childish is just too enjoyable. But she has a great she's got great vocals. And all that and more puts her at number 14 on this list. Number 13 is Saki. And Saki, I do greatly enjoy her vocals. Her vocals are some of the first that I could just sit down and listen to for a good bit. Isobe Karin does an incredible job as her voice actress. There is a lot that I could say about Saki's vocals, but it's difficult to find it because just like Honami, Saki does not really get to shine that much in Leonid as a vocalist. She shines as a keyboardist, and just like Honami shines as a drummer. But Saki, her middle range especially is really, really beautiful. Just the way she projects her voice there, her tone there. It's really, really beautiful. You don't really get to hear her in the low range. You don't really get to hear her too high up in the high range. But I've listened to as many covers for her as I can, and she does sound really, really good, but there's not too much to say about her voice. So All That and More puts her at number 13 on this list. Number 12, we'll go back to Night Court, is Kanae. Now, Kanae, I love the soft, beautiful quality of her voice. It's like she's using the whisper singing technique every time she sings, and Kusunoki Tomori does an incredible job as her voice actress using that technique, because that's a really pretty technique to listen to, and it really fits the character a lot, and I greatly enjoy the cover of hers that I enjoy the most is her Into the Night cover. Just listening to her sing there, it's really, really beautiful. My best friend loves that song a lot too, and it's really great to listen to. And it sounds like she's just budding and getting back into the singing world again after the trauma she has faced in her life. And I love how well it fits her character. I think it fits her character a bit better than any of the people below her, because she just sounds really, really wonderful with her lovely soft voice. When she gets into the higher range, it's still soft, and I really, really enjoy that. You don't get to hear her in the lower range that much, but when you do, it's truly something special. And All That and More puts her at number 12 on this list. Now, number 10 and number 11 were really, really close, but number 11 is Mafuyu. Mafuyu, the way I really got to start listening to her vocals was in, how do you pronounce that song? It's the song I don't like, that's like, I hate you, no. I think it's called Boca della Verità, but I speak English, a bit of Japanese, and Hebrew. I do not speak, I believe that's Italian. I don't know. But, what I noticed there was that Mafuyu, she branched out from the quiet, like, good-natured girl that is her character, that's like, stay quiet, you can't let anyone know what's going on inside your mind. But she branches out there. It's like she really portrays her emotions really well, especially in that song, but in all of her music. She's one of the people in Nightcore that just go all out when it comes to her singing. And it's like she's screaming for help, kind of. It's like, I need this. I need singing. It's my escape from what this is. And even though she is a lyricist, she's an incredible singer. I haven't heard much of her in her lower range, but her falsetto especially is really, really great. And All That and More puts her at number 11 on this list. Number 10 is Kohane. Now, Kohane is a bit different from Minori in that I actually really like the childlike quality of her voice. Because what her voice does is it's childlike, but there's professionalism there, which is good because she is a novice, so the childlike quality is supposed to be there, but it just shows that she's very, very good at what she does, even though she's a novice, and she's passionate about it, and she's willing to work harder and get better. I especially love her vocals in Awake Now. I love all of VBS's vocals in Awake Now, but she just sounds really, really wonderful. Her like mid to low range is a bit lacking, but that's to be expected when you're a soprano 1, which is definitely what she is. But her higher range is absolutely beautiful. I love to listen to it. Just all her ranges are lovely to listen to, even if some of it could use a bit of extra work. And I think that's just how the character was supposed to be portrayed, in which case, kudos, Akina, you did an excellent job. But All That and More puts her at number 10 on this list. Number 9 is Nene. Now, Nene's vocals I really, really like. I first fell in love with her vocals when I listened to her Tondemo Wonders cover, because she has just this beautiful, clear tone. The way she incorporates vibrato into her tone is absolutely wonderful. Her higher range is spectacular, and as a soprano, her lower range is also spectacular. You get to hear that in Chudadia at the beginning, which is part of the reason why I like the song so much. She sounds really, really great. There's not too much else to say about her, except that her tone is spectacular, her ranges are lovely, and that's about it. That's what puts her at number 9 on this list. Number 8, we'll go back to VBS, it's Toya. Now, Toya could have been a lot higher, but his higher range kind of threw me off a bit. I first heard it in Mirai, and a lot of people really, really liked it, and it sounded good, but it just wasn't really my cup of tea. I didn't really enjoy it as much as I thought I would, like with someone who's going to come later's high range. But he sounds incredible, and his low range is, oh, chef's kiss, it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful low ranges in the game. It might be the best low range in the game, in terms of the men. But he is just spectacular to listen to. It kind of shows, the way he sings kind of shows off how he's, like, reserved, and he's just a taciturn person, as it says in his bio over there. But he does a great job. It's really, really great to listen to him. And, all that and more puts him at number 8 on this list. Number 7, we're going to stay in VBS, it's An. Now, An is kind of hit or miss for me and for a lot of other people I've noticed, but the techniques she uses that are very rare to find with people in the rest of the game, kind of like the glissandos in Awake Now, are what put her so far up. Because you don't hear that you don't hear that in almost any other character, if you hear it in any other character at all. It's hard to tell what vocal range she is. I'd go with she's a mezzo-soprano, but she sounds absolutely lovely, and her vocals also portray her character very well, just as an easygoing person, as an easygoing musician, and she just sounds very, very good, and all that and more puts her at number 7 on this list. Number 6 is, go back to More Jump, it's Shizuku. Now, Shizuku, especially in her lower range is really what made me fall in love with her vocals, such as in Patchwork Staccato. She was the one who I was talking about earlier when I was addressing Heidi's vocals. Her lower range has a soft and mellow quality to it, and I really, really enjoy listening to that, because that's rare to find in female singers. Usually they'll sound like Heidi does with her sharp tone, which is not bad at all by any circumstances, by any means. But it's great to hear someone branch out as much as Shizuku does. She really is an excellent singer, and she sounds, there's no other way to put it, womanly. She sounds like a woman, and that fits her character the best of pretty much anyone in the game, and all that and more puts her at number 6 on this list. Number 5, we'll go back to Leonid. It is Shiho. Shiho honestly sounds like she could sing for an anime. That's just like an anime opening. I first fell in love with her vocals when I heard her cover of One. She sounds really, really great. There's not too much to say about her. Her ranges, just all 3 of them, her low, middle, and high ranges are really, really great. You don't get to hear her too much in the lower range, but when you purchase her particular covers, you get to hear her, and her lower range is really, really pretty to listen to. I love how she sings in the middle range, especially. It's very clean, and that's kind of hard to find with lots of singers. And she just sounds really, really great, so all that and more puts her at number 5. Number 4, we're going to stay in Leonid. It's Ichika. Now, Ichika, a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of her vocals, which is strange to me. A lot of people I've talked to, that is, because she sounds really, really good, in my opinion. She sounds really good. She sounds like a professional singer, and she also branches out from what her character is because she's a little shy, and she's kind of aloof, as it says in her bio, but when she really branches out, like, and sings, you really get to see another side of her that is not there upon first glance when you meet her. I love her lower range. Her lower range especially is what got me to really, really like her, because there's no like faltering in it like there is with Anna. It's clean, it's there. When she hits a note, it's there. And you hear it, and you know that she's ready to keep going. And I I love listening to her in 6 Trillion Years an Overnight Story and so many other things. Now, her super high range, her falsetto, I think it's Night Sky Patrol of Tomorrow where that comes up. It's either that or it's, I think it's Night Sky Patrol of Tomorrow. She sings incredibly beautiful in the falsetto range. But all that and more puts her at number 4 on this list. Number 3, we'll go back to VBS, is Akito. Now, Emifumia also has a range and a half, and I don't know why people went after him because he did such a good job. He has a higher range, almost like no other that I've ever seen, ever heard in my entire life, coming from a male singer. The tone is just so rich and powerful up there, and that's rare, and I bet that's straining his voice like crazy, because you hear how he talks. He is not a super high tenor. That's his falsetto and a half, and he just does a great job showcasing that. And you don't get to hear too much of his lower range, but when you do hear it, like in Traffic Jam, there's a very distinct quality about it that kind of it stands out from everyone else, and I love that about it. I love that he's standing out, because that's how I think each vocalist in the game should be standing out in their own way, and some of them don't, unfortunately, but he is one of the ones that do, and all that and more puts him at number 3 on this list. Number 2, now guys, I'm not biased. I will say, though, that a lot of some of the reasons why I grew to like these characters so much was because of their vocals, so this one kind of came first, but number 2 is Rui. Rui is a vocalist who I could just sit down and listen to for hours. He has a very, very rich tone, and it's something that's rare to find. He has an incredible high range, he has a great lower range, and a good middle range. Just the way he sings in general, it's like it could put you to sleep, especially when you listen to his Tondemo Wonders cover. It's not like super soft and boring in that way. I just mean like it's so great to listen to him sing, because it's rare that you're gonna find somebody who can just sing so powerfully and also put you to sleep at the same time. He can change the genre of the song he's singing in perfectly, and he just sounds really, really incredible, and all that and more puts him at number 2 on this list. Number 1, there's only one left, it's Mizuki. I absolutely love their vocals. They do so well in all genres, all vocal things that they're asked to do. They just do so well in every type of song that they're asked to sing. Sato Hinata does an incredible job as the voice actor. I'm not sure if they as well use they them pronouns, but I'll just say voice actor just in case. I really love the Venom cover Mizuki does. I love Boca della Verità. Pretty much every song that Mizuki does, there's little to say that I find that I don't like about Mizuki's vocals, because they just sound so beautiful. Every single range, especially their lower range in ID Smile, sounds so pure, so perfect, even though in my opinion there's no such thing as perfect. But they just sound really great, and all that and more puts them at number 1 on this list. There they were. Alright everyone, that's going to be it for today's video. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and comment your favorite Project Sekai vocalist down in the comments. It really helps me out, really helps the channel out, though this is a just for fun channel. Thank you all so much for watching once again, and ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!